madam?
I think there's something going on in the supermarket.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
There's many masks.
Thanks, sir.
Sierra Oscar from 595. Robbery in progress. Repeat, robbery in progress.
At the supermarket in the precinct. Immediate assistance required.
Get out of the way! They're heading for the back doors. The delivery bay.
Registration number. Delta 459. Charlie Golf Uniform.
Right, step on it. Don't have these blokes. There he is. Go for him, Jim. Go for him. Sierra Oscar from DI Burnside. I'm in pursuit of suspect car. Red XR3i. Come on, Jim. Take a left into Gardner Avenue. All units, taking another left. Taking another left.
It's a dead end down here.
Dead end, Wilderford Gardens.
Come here,
Hello, Dunlop. You're nicked.
Governor! Come here! Let me show you. You're right!
Nice to relax after a hard day's work, isn't it? Dunlop's doing well. 2 hours and we still haven't caught him yet. Wonder if he's gone to his brother-in-law's in Southend again. What was that? Oh, sorry, Farrell. I thought you were going to say something. I mean, for one mad moment, I thought you were going to tell us who the other bloke was. You know, the one who organised it for you. Forget a taking snatch. You couldn't break wind in a bean factory on your own. What was your last conviction for?
A raid on an off licence.
It's about your limit, isn't it? And Dunlop,
A man who really looks like he owns an American Express card.
I could beat his IQ with one dart. Do you know, there's a name that keeps going round and round in my head. I can't believe it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Why would someone like Joey Buchan be knocking about with a couple of retards like you? Well, go on, deny it. Tell me not to be so bleeding stupid. Joey Buchan. Joey Open University Buchan. Get out of it.
No luck on the mask so far.
Hello? Michael.
Both getaway cars were stolen from multi-stories in Bromley 4 days ago. Oh, the Soccer's report's on your desk. It's not very promising. Still waiting for the elimination prints to be couriered over.
What else?
LIO's looking into employee files, any kind of inside connection. Farrow didn't say anything, did he, Jim?
He smiled a lot.
Is that it?
No, not quite. I've got a list of possibles for our mystery man.
Go on.
Got Eric Chubb, John Frankish, who are mates of Dunlop.
Yeah, well, he can forget Chubb. He's on remand for a diamond job up west.
And Neil Mitchell, Wayne Littman, and Dominic Moore. They've knocked around with Farrow in the past. Well, what?
Tell him, Carver.
Try Joey Buchan.
What about him? You mean for this?
No, for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Farrow named Joey Buchan.
I named Joey Buchan.
Interesting.
Isn't it?
Surprising.
I'm unshockable.
Controversial.
I thought so.
Hunch?
Farrow didn't bat an eyelid when I dropped the name. Carver nearly jumped 3 feet in the air.
Well, he might have mentioned it.
I wasn't sure about it then.
What makes you sure about it now?
It's also the kind of question the Chief Super might ask, especially when he's got half a Fleet Street at his door.
He was this close. I had him in both hands. It was Buchan.
Did you see his face?
No,
Any part of his body?
no,
Did he speak?
don't be stupid.
Burnside in ex-con vendetta.
I thought you were on my side.
If we didn't follow hunches, we'd still be looking for Christie.
So?
Well, I don't have to spell it out, do I?
Look, forget the psychology degree. Forget the letters to the press and the articles none of us read. And what are you left with? An armed robber who served 6.5 out of 9 in the scrubs.
And who's been out for over a year and made a new life for himself. Sorry, Gov, I just don't see it.
You weren't there. Hello, Patty. Frank Burnside.
DS?
DI.
Congratulations.
Can I have a word?
I haven't seen him.
I have.
You don't look the wine bar type.
It wasn't social.
And this is? She's off school with some virus.
Hello, darling.
Hang on. I'll see if I can get your seat.
So, how's it going? Otherwise?
I survive.
No thanks to that tow rag, eh?
We're only separated. We're not divorced.
Did I speak out of turn?
Yet. So you said you've seen him?
Yeah. Hooded sweatshirt, funny mask, gloves. I'd know him anywhere.
Joey's a changed man, Mr. Burnside. You should know that.
Check him out.
Fancies himself a bit of an athlete, does he?
He fancies himself full stop.
Poser.
Is that him or what?
Could be. Lady at the supermarket wore different training shoes.
Mind your head. I'm in total agony, you slag. I want a doctor.
Shut up. I had a quid on you going to Southend. Come on.
All right, bit itchy, are you? They do find some places, don't they? Eh?
What's that all about?
Ah, it's Chris Dunlop. They found him in some bloke's loft.
Hello. Belinda Webb. Detective Inspector Burnside. And this is Detective Constable Carver, Sunnyhill CID. Is Joey in?
Well, yes, he is.
We'd like a word with him.
He's with someone at the moment.
Oh, that's all right. Any friend of Joey's, you know.
Do you have a warrant?
Well, we don't usually need a warrant just to say hello, love.
I'll check.
We'll wait here, shall we?
You can come through.
Inspector Burnside.
Hello, Joey. How you keeping?
Not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. And you?
Struggling on.
Good.
DC Carver.
All right. You don't mind if we carry on, dear?
Feel free.
Where was I?
Peace.
Right. PACE, you see, the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, was brought in to bridge the credibility gap that I was referring to, as was the Crown Prosecution Service. And yet, And this is my point. What is it, Inspector? Something like half the population still believe that the police will lie under oath in order to get the job done. Now, he can smile, but this is not just paranoia or some popular urban mythology. It's a widely held and deeply rooted perception of the modern British police force. And it's justified, you know. George Dixon does not flex his calves under the blue lamp anymore. He flexes his knuckles behind a riot shield before leading a baton charge. Does that give you enough?
Stan. The observation you conducted with Inspector Burnside this morning.
Yes, sir.
Suspect in the supermarket investigation?
That's right.
But does he have a name?
I assumed the DI would have already told you, sir.
Inspector Burnside was, shall we say, unusually reticent.
I prefer if you get it off him, sir. I know he didn't want it broadcast around.
We're all on the same side, Stamp. And I don't expect you to play along with the CID party games.
Suspect under observation was Joey Buchan.
Well, now I know why I wanted it kept quiet.
Well, one more. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Joey. Some very good material there.
See you next week.
Absolutely.
Miss Webb. Belinda? Joey was with you all morning,
Yes, he was.
and he didn't go out.
No.
What about his early morning run?
Someone's been doing their homework.
Well, yes. He went out for his early morning run, but that was at about 7:30.
And he was back here at 8?
Well, it was a little before 8 yesterday. Yes, because the news hadn't come on.
And then you were together until just before midday?
Yes.
And neither of you left the house again?
No.
Right. Thanks. Come on, Carver. You know the print's too small for you.
What's this then, Inspector? Does come to give the sleeping dog a good old kicking?
Joey, what can I say? We draw up a list of names that might fit the bill, and then we eliminate them, one by one. I told my governor, I said you can forget Joey Buchan. He's well out of it. But there's 20 grand missing, and there's a kid in hospital with ammonia in her face. He wants this firm.
And rightly so.
Yeah. Thanks for your time. Nice lady.
The mysteries of human attraction.
Where's the mystery? You've seen one robber's dog, you've seen them all.
Get out, Burnside.
You did it, didn't you?
Only one of us knows for certain, and it's not you.
Where's Dunlop?
Dunlop is currently on his way to hospital.
What do you mean? I want to talk to him.
That loft we found him in? He came out in some reaction to the glass fibre insulation.
You're joking.
The doctor took one look at him and insisted we took him straight down to St Margaret's. Mike and Tosh have gone with him.
Yeah, well, I don't want him doing another runner. What did he say before he went?
Nothing really. Just sat there moaning and scratching. You know what it's like when somebody's scratching in front of you. How'd it go with Buchan?
Well, I don't think you like the governor calling his girlfriend a robber's dog.
Not to your face. She give him an alibi.
What else does a robber's dog do?
He's cocky, he's obnoxious, and I don't know why a woman like that goes with him. But I'm still not sold on him being the third man.
I'll get real, Carver. You at a loose end right now?
Well, with Dunlop out of the way, I've only got the car radio robberies, the arson investigation.
Yeah,
the bribe.
good. You can tail Buchan. And, as you seem to be carrying some kind of torch for her, you get to follow Belinda.
Well, follow her where? She only goes to the library.
Now, this does not apply to you, Alistair. But, just to make it more interesting, you don't have to be too discreet, if you know what I mean.
Pretty and punctual.
What's she like?
In a word. Librarian.
I'm not interested in her star sign.
She asked me for a warrant.
Oh dear.
And she gave him an alibi.
Sugar?
No thanks.
Has it occurred to you that he might not have done it?
Of course it has. He's extracting the Michael, Patty.
What do you want me to do about it?
Tell me about him. How his mind works. You spent 7 years waiting for him to come out. You kept the house, brought up the kid, and he walked straight past you.
Doesn't work like that.
How does it work?
You're a lot like him, you know. The charm. The way you use people.
I don't use people.
You didn't come here for the gold blend.
Patty, I could get one back for both of us.
I almost feel sorry for the poor cow. I'm going out, but I'm not going out. He uses it as a test. He loved me. Trust me.
You always pass with flying colours.
Whenever he wanted me to cover for him, he used to say, "Tell him we were making love. Really going at it. It's your word against theirs. And if they want details, give them."
Please go away. Leave me alone. He didn't do anything.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry. I'm a DI and you're only a DC. But until you start living some of your morals at home, that's the way it's going to stay.
I've waded through sewers. I've collected pieces of people who've been hit by trains.
Oh, bully for you.
I've had a crossbow bolt miss me by that much.
Yeah,
But
all
I don't
right.
mind that. But hassling some innocent woman.
Innocent?
Until proven guilty, yes.
Oh, shut up, Carver.
All right. Oh, shut up. But I request I be taken off this case.
Request granted. But don't come to me for backup on some iffy arrest like you have done in the past, like everyone else in this department has done at one time or another. And what the hell are you doing back here? I thought I told you to stick with Buchan.
Yes, Gov.
Well, what's your problem? You suffering a crisis of conscience as well?
No.
Well, then why aren't you following the bloke?
Because Mr. Conway closed the door before I got to it.
No, Conway, you listen. I don't mind the surveillance on me because I can handle it. And I can handle it for two reasons. One, I've spent my whole adult life under police observation.
I think that's something of an overstatement.
No. And two, I haven't done anything. Supermarket job, till snatch, granny rape, nothing. But if I had, Chief Inspector, if I had, you can be damn sure I wouldn't have cocked it up.
Mr. Buchan?
Yes, Mr. Buchan. Not Joey, not Buchan, and not one of the colourful epithets that so many of your officers employ.
For the sake of Miss Webb.
This is for the sake of Miss Webb. I want it stopped right now, or I go to the papers with this and you can look forward to an early retirement.
I'd prefer not to take any action until I've spoken to the officers involved.
Don't mess me about with your platitudes. This is a formal complaint, and I want Burnside and that DC of his up on a charge of harassment.
Come in.
You wanted to see us, sir?
Yes, and I think you know why.
DC Carver has spoken to me about this morning's unfortunate incident concerning Miss Webb.
Unfortunate?
Please continue, Inspector.
I would like to stress that this was a legitimate surveillance based on information received.
Mr. Buchan's version seems a little less than legitimate.
Miss Webb's version?
Carver?
Inspector Burnside ordered me to conduct observation on Miss Webb. My instructions were to follow her and report her movements.
Was she under suspicion?
Yes, sir, she was.
For what?
We believe that she may have had some connection with yesterday's supermarket robbery.
Well, leaving aside how very unlikely that really is, how come you let her see you?
Well, I was unaware that she had at the time.
You didn't realize until you found her crying in the alleyway.
Well, it was that moment, yes. I knew she'd seen me.
What happened then?
Well, sir, I returned immediately and reported to Inspector Burnside.
Harassment, Conway, it's harassment, and you know it.
Detective Constable Carver, did Inspector Burnside order you to make your presence felt?
No, sir. I'm afraid I was merely careless.
All this after having entered my home without a warrant, I might add, and having ascertained from me, and more importantly from Miss Webb, that I was at home throughout yesterday morning.
Mr. Buchan's alibi was confirmed.
Miss Webb did confirm it, yes. But I had, and still have, reason to disbelieve her.
I could have been having an audience with the Pope and it wouldn't have been good enough for you. Well, do you want to know what we were doing? Do you want to hear it? Well, Belinda, tell them. Tell them we've no private life as it is anyway.
Miss Webb?
Do I have to?
Tell them.
We were...
In bed. Making love. One robber's dog's as good as another, eh?
Think she'll stick to it?
This time, yeah.
Or there'll be a next time?
There always is.